means the ability to do something successfully and efficiently as an entrepreneur leader. In the current challenging business era, the competency of entrepreneurial leadership is essential to drive the business to the current market demand. So, what are the competencies or the abilities that the entrepreneurial leader should have? Number 1, letting go. Number 2, conducting difficult conversation. Number 3, coaching and mentoring. Number 4, strategic planning. The last one, developing cohesive vision for the future.
Competency number 1, letting go. Letting go. We know it's just two simple words, but it's very hard to implement. To successfully transfer power, a company must identify expectations, goals, roles, responsibilities, and know how to hold others accountable. Everyone must improve his or her delegation skills. In addition, owner must communicate who has authority, and behavior must be consistent with the message. The people impacted by these changes must understand the process for accessing information and decisions. Empowerment is crucial at the team and organizational level. Owner must make a commitment to include key and high potential people in the discussion. The individuals must be invited to planning sessions where they can contribute for the future vision for the company. Moving on to the next point, whereby to the key employees, the process is analogous to walking through an open door. Imagine that an owner has built a doorway to the future and feels that he has invited the key and high potential people through the doorway. The owner is standing on the other side. That's why inviting the next generation to walk through the doorway and meet him makes a different point of view about the door side by that people. But the next generation is within the owner's company, and that generation's experience and qualities will be different from the owners. Notice that about the doorway I mentioned earlier is built by the owners, whereby it looks very different to the people on the other side, and to combat many types of perceptions, the owner must make sure that each person, the first door, sees the doorway. Next, lastly, whereby I want to explain about the letting go in detail, where an owner to let go must trust that next generation will care for the business and the company the way he has. The next generation must learn to behave as a safety net, allowing nothing to fall through. The next generation must also to learn about the building reputation of the company and does not want to risk its reputation in any way. The key people's hesitation is based on the concern that the owner will not want let go. So the fear is now the owner will say he will let go but really won't. So the letting go and empowerment requires skills to do effectively. The good news is to learn about this letting go skills, there is a way for it. So everyone learn about the skills and be a good leadership in the entrepreneur. Thank you.
Competency number 2, conducting difficult conversations. Conducting difficult conversations. Communication skills are very important for leaders. So, leaders must be able to conduct all sorts of difficult conversations about their roles in working together and responsibilities. First of all, they have to increase their awareness of warning signs that conversation is about to take a turn for the worse. Secondly, they have to make it safe to talk about almost anything. Third, they have to create healthy dialogue regardless of their emotion, such as scared, angry, frustrated, or hurt. Lastly, they have to say potentially hurtful things in a way that minimize the defensiveness.
Competency number 3, strategic planning. Strategic planning. There are 3 critical decisions where every business must get right in order to succeed. The first critical decision is the people. Hiring and retaining the right people makes a lot of difference to a company, which is easier said than done in most businesses. But once you have the right people in your business, we have to determine if they are doing the right things. How to determine if the employees are doing the right things? We have to give the proper guidance and advice to our employees so that they can stay focused and loyal to our company. The second critical decision is the strategy. There are many components that go into comprehensive strategy that gives ability to communicate it clearly. The components are such as your core ideology, your brand promise, SWOT analysis, which consists of strengths, weaknesses, obstacles, and last one is your 1-year or quarterly plan. This strategic plan should be dynamic, a progressing tool that helps your business to achieve its goal. Moving on to the third critical decision, which is execution. Execution is where the company saves times. Discipline is the most important factor for a company to succeed. There are certain criteria to perform execution. The first criteria is everyone, including the employers and employees, should be aware of the important things that need to be done to bring the company forward. The second criteria is the communication between organizations should be well established. This helps for information to move quickly and accurately. The third criteria is employee feedback and input should be analyzed to remove obstacles between the management and also the employee. The fourth one is the customer feedback. The customer feedback should be analyzed frequently in order to improve the service in the future. And the last but not least, the clear and understanding of business strategic planning of sales and marketing is very important so that these all three critical decisions can be applied which can move the company forward in the future. Thank you.
Competency number 4, coaching and mentoring.
Coaching and mentoring. Before start off, let me explain the definition of coaching and mentoring. Coaching is primarily a short-term intervention aimed at performance improvement. Meanwhile, mentoring helps to support people to manage their own learning in order to maximize their true potential and improve their performance and become what they want to be in the future. Now, what is the distinct difference between coaching and mentoring? Coaching tends to be viewed as first, task-oriented, directed, third, skill-focused and address short-term issue of company, while mentoring focuses on open-end, process development and longer relationship in industrial sectors issues. So, the question is now, why a leader must have these leadership skills? The old rules of management and supervision simply don't work out today's complex workforce. Individuals need to adapt themselves with these crucial qualities from time to time. As a leader, you need to expert coaching technique to ensure your team members know their position, pulling development their talents to tasks given, and third, support teammates by pulling together even at the worst time. Besides, effective coaching will help to build loyalty and trust by making every member feel valued and appreciated because their every words will be taken into account when there is a discussion. Most important, a leader know how to tackle the underperforming and inspire them to become a strong contributors to the company. Mentoring also vital leadership competency. By mentoring that your most valued employee can realize their full potential and take the skill to whole new level. Bear that great talent hard to find and really hard to keep. Mentoring improve employee retention because individuals who are giving and developing on the jobs are less likely to leave. As a conclusion, it's a must quality that a leader should possess. It really helps to build a better, competent leader who can fit to present working environment. Thank you.
The fifth competency, developing a cohesive vision for the future. Successful succession means key people and high potential employees own the company with their hearts and mind before ever being asked to own it with their wallets. So, what is the power of an understood and inspiring vision of the company's future? And what happens without it? The last founding partner in a company was transiting out with the 7 incoming stakeholders. In retreat and strategic planning sections, they identify a goal to reach a 20% profitability for the first time in the history of the company. Previously, profitability had not been a focus of the company. For 1 year, the next generation team met every month to look at their financial. That year, the company met its profit target goal for the first time. How did it happen? Because of the company created a vision, a structured process and worked on it. So, by setting the goal of becoming a profitable company, they committed to attain the industrial level profitability. They still love their craft and now focus on loving the business as well.